Okay.
We need a lease agreement to adjust the seller's DTI for the next loan.
Yes.
So
She wants a 12-month lease and no deposits,
sure,
but she wants the assignee to be the person listed as the tenant.
who's the company that's leasing it?
Global Enterprises LLC.
Okay, so the end buyer's LLC is going to lease it to the end buyer themselves on a 12-month lease for the same exact payments as the company's already obligated for in the purchase contract, with no deposits, none of this other stuff, right?
Correct.
And why are we doing this? For the
To
video, why are
reduce
we
the
doing this?
to reduce the DTI for the purchase of a new home in Dallas.
Yep. I know you know the answer. That's for the video. So we have a seller who's selling sub 2 and seller finance combination. They get a 5-year balloon on their seller finance equity. They're going to buy a new house and their lenders requiring a debt to income reduction, DTI, debt to income. And so they're often willing to give some percentage up to 75% in the first year if you can demonstrate a long-term lease and evidence of one or more payments on that lease, so that your old house isn't like a debt that's you're fully committed to. They'll write it down by 75% for the purposes of a declaration of debt to income ratio, or a DTI declaration, which allows you to qualify for a bigger, better loan on the other end. So writing off 75% of that, what, $3,200 payment, that's a pretty nice bump on their DTI for their affordability of the next property. So it depends on your lender, YouTube watchers. It depends on which lender you've got. The first lender you talk to may not do it, nor the second or the third or the fifth. There are some who are willing to play ball. The thing is that not every lender has full authority to play whatever games they want with a debt to income ratio. They're not allowed to accept whatever risks they personally feel are appropriate. They're governed by rules. And so a master lender will sub-license other lenders to lend under them. And all the other lenders underneath may have more restrictive policies, optionally more restrictive, or not optional. But if you find one of the lenders closer to the top of the chain from the actual institutional master lender, then they generally have more flexibility. I know one person personally who understands sub 2 and is willing to write down DTI if I can show him evidence of a long-term lease on a property that we just bought and show the first month's payment. He's like, I'll do it. I'll write down their DTI. I've got permission to do that. We're good to go. So that's what we're dealing with here. Is we need to accommodate as transaction coordinators, bring a generic lease for that state, which I'm going to go to uslegalforms.com and go pull a copy down, and then we'll sign a lease between the end buyer's company and the end buyer themselves, basically mirroring the exact payments due, and that should satisfy what they need.
Now, question on that: since the subject property is in Florida and the new house is in Dallas or Texas, do you use a lease agreement that is going to be more Florida friendly or more Dallas friendly, since that's who's going to review it?
The lease, I'll just make it state specific. It's going to be a generic lease where it's not really to be interpreted and used. It's just between the owner of the company and the company itself of the buyer, for the sake of having something to hand to the seller to indicate that the property is being managed and is rented out long-term to somebody. Then he's going to sublease it to whoever he wants, however he wants.